Welcome to Unfiltered Hummingbird. I am your host, Camellia. Hey, we're going to unpack some questions, interview some guests, have a little fun together. Come on, let's get to it. Welcome back to Unfiltered Hummingbird. I just made an update on my website. Now I have the booking option on the website directly. So if you need mentorship, you need inspirational coaching, make sure you go to my website, www.camelliabornido.com, and click that book button and select which coaching session you like. And I look forward to hearing from you. You know, it's been said that hummingbirds carry hope, love, joy, and connection from one flower to the next. My purpose is similar in that I want to change your mindset, change the world. You know, last week I spoke with Dr. Alise Cortez. We discussed two of the whispers that she discusses in her book, Coloring Life. The whispers are see and cherish love and extend forgiveness generously. Those are the two whispers we talked about last week. Next week, we're going to talk about two more. But reflecting on those whispers brings up my unfiltered hummingbird moment. So, unfiltered hummingbird moment is something that kind of changes your life. And my moment was when my Nana died. This life episode changed my life. She was the tie to my father, who I was, who I would become, or so I thought. September 16th, 2007, Anna Sutton passed away. I had just recently gotten married to the love of my life, September 8th, 2007. And I got to tell you, at 35, I wanted to know more about my dad's side. Since I didn't grow up with my biological dad, my Nana was that source of all the answers that I thought I would need to know for the rest of my life. I just thought my Nana was the strongest, most stubborn woman, and she wasn't going to die. But unfortunately or fortunately, she passed. She was definitely, truly a powerful woman in my life. And I consider her to be the source of my answers, or so I thought. So this unfiltered hummingbird moment took me on a journey of reaching out to my biological dad. Dr. Alise spoke in her book, Coloring Life, forgiveness gives us the capacity to have grace. Now, at the beginning of this journey, I didn't think I had unforgiveness in my heart for my dad. He just wasn't there. I didn't grow up with him. But talking to him monthly at the beginning changed to weekly, and then every day after work, I spoke with my dad. Every day. We talked about everything in regards to life, what he did in life, what I wanted to do in life, his jokes, what he did on a day-to-day basis, what I did on a day-to-day basis, what was going on in my life, in my marriage. We talked about everything. Listeners, this is when I took the opportunity to ask all those questions. Because remember, I thought I had all the time in the world because my Nana was there. But September 16, 2007, my Nana passed unexpectedly. So I was put in a position back then when I was 35 to take advantage of the moment. I had my biological dad living, so I was just going to go for it. And keep in mind, this journey began with being married to my husband, Severn, because he had a great dad in his life. That experience of growing up with a great dad in his life, he asked me a question: why don't you talk to your dad? Because that was foreign to him. He loved talking to his dad. It was foreign to me. But with his insistence and his question, why don't you? I started that journey. I started the ride of going down this lane with my dad. And it was the best thing I could have ever done in my life. And I want to encourage you to do the same. If you have your biological dad or someone in your life that you haven't spoke to, that you possibly have unforgiveness in your heart, take the first step and have a conversation. Start with the conversation. Yes, it might be uncomfortable at first, and that's okay, because in life we have to get used to being uncomfortable. So have the conversation. And I got to tell you, talking to my dad every day after work, it was like walking through a forest with a trusted friend, discovering new things and aha moments about myself. It was so refreshing. I mean, I look at my nana, and my dad lost his mom. I lost my grandma, my nana. He lost his mom. So I extended the grace to my dad and was rewarded with life answers, life questions. At 35, that felt like a locked door. Since my nana was gone, the door was locked. Because remember, I thought she would have been there forever, to always be there for me to ask questions. And she would always give me the answers. But since she was gone, the only other person that had that key was my dad. And he unlocked the door. I remember one thing that truly kind of just set me free when he told me, he said, "Pumpkin, you were not abandoned." Let that sink in. You were not abandoned. And I appreciated the fact that my dad wanted to make sure I knew that I was not abandoned and that I was loved, still loved, still loved. And I appreciated that. And it all happened. Why did it happen? Because I went on the journey. I went on the journey, and I became comfortable being uncomfortable talking to my dad in the beginning. And then at the end, it became just like my best friend, where I'm just talking it up with my dad every single day. So I encourage you to do the same thing. Because as we talked about, reflecting back about those whispers that Dr. Alise talked about, seeing and cherishing love, I had a chance to cherish that love that my father had for me. I got a chance to release that unforgiveness that I had in my heart. And I want you to just sit with this episode and replay it and forward it to anybody that you need you to listen to it and just think about it. And I want you to have the courage to have those hard conversations and to forgive, because come on, life's too short. All right, that's all we have for today. Join me next time on Unfiltered Hummingbird. I am your host, Camellia. Until then, have a blessed day.